Hi everyone, my name is Azure Robinson. Thank you for coming to check out my channel and this first video briefly introducing WikiTree. I found WikiTree back in 2018 when I did a Google search for an ancestor. I'm now a volunteer project leader, and I'd just like to share briefly a few things. In the description of this video is the handout. It has live links in it, so the videos that I'm indicating and the pages, the content for the pages, there are links at the bottom, so you can go check those out there. And check out the WikiTreeers channel. There's a lot of great content on that channel from years past, but also a lot of great videos about WikiTree by WikiTreeers from WikiTree Day in November. So definitely check that out when you get a chance. So first, I'd like to share just a little bit about WikiTree and how it started. Chris Whitten is the founder, and you'll see the picture of him there in the bottom video here. And like I said, you can just click that link and it'll take you there from the handout. So he started it in 2008 to have a free global tree, a tree that's always going to be free. So that's the WikiTree pledge, that it will always be free for us. So a collaborative tree is just a single family tree, similar to Family Search or We Relate. So we're all collaborating on these ancestors together because we share them. And we are now over 30 million profiles and almost 1 million members on WikiTree. So it's really exciting. If you'd like to join, this is the information that you'll need to provide to begin. Your name and last name at birth, which is used to create your unique WikiTree ID, which is your surname, last name at birth, and a 1-up number. So we need to make sure we get that correct. But if you don't worry about it. We can take the care of that for you and get that fixed. Provide a password, email address, and then fill out the form for the CAPTCHA, and so we know we're not getting spam. So membership levels are all free to upgrade to the next level because everything at WikiTree is free. These levels just indicate your level of participation that you'd like to have. So guests are just checking things out. Family members are getting a little more involved, communicating with cousins, exchanging genealogy information. But wiki genealogists are collaborating on the single family tree. So we'll learn more about that. And like I said, the link here at the bottom is going to take you to that page all about membership. So to upgrade to family member from guest, you'll see a link at the top of your profile and it will say upgrade. And again, it's free. So this is just filling out your genealogy communication preferences, indicating who you'd like to communicate with and what you'd like to communicate about. So you can indicate whether you want to share your tree, and also you can share a tree on another website if you'd like. There's a place for that, for you to put the URL there. You can also share that you've taken a DNA test. And the fourth option here is going to be, what are you interested in? What do you want to talk about? So this would be surnames, locations, or topics. And you can see some example tags is what we call them here. So that's used for what you're going to see on the site as well. So I'll show you that a little bit later, but kind of keep that in mind. Those are tags. And then you have a text box here to share anything else you'd like to on the top of your profile. And this is the page Special genealogist is where you set that up. So to upgrade to the next level, the wikigenealogist level, you'll be signing what we call the honor code. So WikiTree is free, but it's not a free for all. I like that statement because that's really, we need to be sure that we're collaborating, that we follow a code of ethics. So just some good information to kind of keep in mind. Really take a look at these points of the honor code before you sign it. So it's a commitment to collaboration, accuracy, understanding, and courtesy towards other members, respecting privacy and copyrights, giving credit and citing sources, and agreeing to the shared mission of increasing the world's common store of knowledge and keeping information as free and open as possible. So one of the first things you'll probably want to do when you get to WikiTree is see if your ancestor's already here. So at the bottom of the main page on WikiTree, or at the top of any other page, there is 2 boxes, first name and then a last name or WikiTree ID field for you to start that search. And then it takes you into the search page, which has more options to it. I'm just showing you the options to search for a person. So just like any other site, when you're doing an ancestor search, it has the basic information, the vital dates and the names. And then you can put in a range for the dates. So once you've found your ancestor, if they're here already, this is part of what the profile is going to look like. This is one of my ancestors, Joseph Peasley. And here are the tabs across the top of the page. The edit tab is for editing the profile, obviously, and the body of the page, or where the biography and that section is on the profile, is using wiki markup. The images tab here is where you can upload images or PDF documents for this profile. The family tree and tools tab, it's a view of this person's family tree and tools that are available for this profile. The changes tab is just going to show you all of the changes that have been made to that profile. It's going to have a date stamp, who made the change, and you can actually click into the detail of that change and see exactly what was changed for that. Oh, sorry. The next tab that I just want to mention briefly, we'll talk more about privacy later, but the privacy tab is where you can add someone to the trusted list for this profile and also set the privacy level of the profile. So that's indicated here on this open lock, meaning it's an open profile because it's an older profile. Okay, so the quick links section is below those tabs that we were just talking about. And these links are going to be for categories. And categories will be around things like locations or maybe a surname. Also, we have what's called needs categories or maintenance categories that you can set. Perhaps this person needs a birth record and you can't find it. There are people who actually will go in and help for that location maybe and do a lookup for you. So just some of the categories that are available for a profile. The comments is self-explanatory. This is another way to communicate with other WikiTree members about this profile. You can leave comments on the profile. The family group is just going to give you a view of the family group for this profile. Same with the family timeline. It's a timeline of this profile and the family members. The matches is just going to show you if there are any possible matches in the system, the database, for this profile, meeting it matches some way with the names and the dates. So something might be similar. Maybe a new person didn't find it when they added their ancestor, and so they've created a duplicate. So this will allow you to see that they can be merged together. And then there's a link to take you right to the sources part of a profile. So you can get right into the meat of it and find out what the sources are to back up all the facts of the profile. The next section is going to show you the vital dates, the places and relationships, as well as quick links for ancestor and descendant lists. The profile manager can be found in this next section. You can see on this one there's several profile managers because like I said, it's a shared ancestor for all these people. And you'll see there this little button or icon. This one, if you click that, it takes you and shows you what the relationship is between this person, me, and this profile. So you can check the relationship. And then also there's a link here where you can send a private message to that specific profile manager. This will show you, the next section here shows you the WikiTree ID, when it was created and last modified. And then also shows you how many times it's been accessed. All right, so the next part is the body of the profile. So this is the biography section here on the left. And this is your opportunity to really put the flesh on the bones of your ancestor, tell their story. And you'll see here there's a lot of stickers because there's a lot of things going on with this person. They were a Quaker, they migrated. There's a Peaslee name study, and there's a one place study for where he lived. So he's part of those studies. The research notes is where you can really outline, maybe there's an issue with a wife, as with this one. There's an issue about the dates and the names, and so you can use that section to really work through those issues. Maybe as a disputed child, you can put that information there just to share the thought process behind how you arrived at different facts for the profile. And the sources, of course, self-explanatory, your source citations to back up those facts. So to add family to WikiTree, you can do an import of a GEDCOM file. It's a little bit different than other websites because it's doing a compare. So the process is called GEDCompare because it compares your tree, your GEDCOM file, against the database of ancestors that are already on WikiTree. So once you've uploaded and it's processed, then it'll prompt you and you can do a check to see which ancestors might already be here. And then you can go ahead and add those as your ancestors. And this page right here will tell you more about GEDCOMs. But if you want to just add singly to your profile, from a profile page, you'll see here I've got circled, there's a link to add a father because this person doesn't have a father attached. So you can just click that and it'll take you into the page to fill out. Also, from the Family Tree and Tools tab on the view of the family tree, there's a link there for adding the father or the mother. And you can learn more about adding family on this help page down here at the bottom of the page. So once you've clicked that link, it's going to ask you, is there already a WikiTree ID? Is this person already on WikiTree? So that's where you would just put in their WikiTree ID and hit go, and you're good to go, and you've added that person. But if you haven't found that person already on WikiTree, this is how you would add them. It's just a form, and the first section is going to ask for those names and vital dates and the gender for this person. Once you've put that information in, it's going to check the database and see if they might already be there. Maybe you just missed it. So it's going to provide you a list if there are some matches that are similar. And if you see, oh, this is the person, then you can click set as father or set as mother, whatever the relationship is that you're adding. If not, then you go ahead and go to the next section and fill in the rest of the information, the other names, the locations. And if you're adding a living family member and you'd like to invite them to WikiTree, this is where you can do that as well. You can add the email address for them. And then the next section is adding the notes, which is going into the biography section, and then the sources. So you want to add source information for this person. And then when you're ready, you click the button to add that relationship. So just some good information about sources is on the Help Sources page. So sources are very important. Obviously, we want to make sure we're not having mythological people on here. So please definitely try to have citations available, full citations, where the book is, what the chapter is, who wrote it, all the good information, so that somebody else can take that information and go find that book in that library, find the chapter, the page, the paragraph. So as much information as possible about where the information came from, so that we're providing accurate information. Okay, so privacy controls can be set according to the needs of each profile. For living non-member profiles, the privacy is required to be unlisted. So no information is visible except for those who are on the trusted list for the profile. So private with public biography, there are just different levels where you can really dial in what you want available for each profile. For members, you want to keep in mind that you want to keep the family tree public if you have DNA that you're trying to make connections with. If you don't have that part visible or public, then those tools for DNA won't work. So you can learn more about privacy at the Help Privacy page, again, linked at the bottom of the page. So public and open are not options for profiles of living people. These would just be for profiles of our ancestors. And public are for profiles, maybe they're a little bit closer. Maybe it's your parents that passed away recently or not too long ago. But you want to remember that any profiles of people born over 150 years ago or who died over 100 years ago must be open, because those are people that we are sharing ancestors. Those are shared ancestors that we're sharing with other WikiTree members, so we don't want to lock those out. So how do you get around? So there's up in the upper right hand corner, there's the menu options, and you'll see that the first one there is My WikiTree, and those are menu options specific to you. You can see there are quite a bit of things available. The next section here, or options, are going to be for your profile ID. There you'll see My Profile ID Robinson-27225. If you're on the ancestor profile, it'll be their profile ID. So if we were on my Joseph Peasley profile, it'd have his Peasley-41 profile ID. And so those would be menu options specific to that profile. The next menu options are for adding to WikiTree. You can add your DNA test information, the tags that you'd like to follow. Maybe you need to update them to add more surnames or locations. And then here's the information on how to add family, how to send invitations, matches and merges. And then here's where you can also add a new person. So maybe you just want to start a tree that you're not related to. You just want to add an unrelated person. You can do that here. The find menu is just like it says, you're looking for something on WikiTree. So these are the find menu options. And then the last menu option there is for help. And the ones in bold are the main page. So this is the main help page. And that's going to help you use and navigate the site. And also there's a link here you'll see for the forum. We call it the G2G, and that just stands for genealogist to genealogist. And we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Okay, so your home page or your navigation homepage is just your launching point for where you want to go on WikiTree. And when you first start, you'll see here that it has this section getting started. And it has a lot of good links to help pages for getting you started. So definitely check that out. And here at the bottom, very bottom of the page, is the link to your homepage if you're logged in. And here's information about customizing what appears. This is where you go to do that. The special settings and then the home section. And then topics, surnames, and locations, how you can set that up is to go to the special following page. And those tags are going to set up or control what you see in your feeds that will be on this page. Also, it'll handle what you see on the G2G feed when you go into the G2G forum. And it also helps what shows up on your weekly email newsletter from WikiTree. This is one of my favorite tools at WikiTree, is the connection finder and the relationship finder. So once you have connected your profile to the main global tree, you can check your connection to anybody else who is also connected to the tree. So it's a lot of fun, and it really helps with those DNA tools as long as you've got that family tree public. So it's a good tool for research, DNA confirmations, and other tools. So definitely check that out. You can see there the different pages or the different tabs. There's a tab for featured connections, and that's a lot of fun. And here is the link down below, special My Connections. So you can access that tool by any category page on WikiTree. So this is an example of a one-place study on WikiTree for Raton, New Mexico, where I live. And if you click the My Connections button, it shows you who all you're connected to within that category. And it's really interesting because I'm actually not from here. I'm from the Pacific Northwest of Oregon and Washington. So it was just really interesting to learn that I had connections for this town. All right, and so I don't have the time to explain all the wonderful things that WikiTree Plus does, but Alesh is the person who developed this tool, and he has a video. Again, it's linked here, so you can just, from the handout, you can just click the link and go there and check that out, where he talks about WikiTree Plus, and he actually will be doing a monthly, I think it's monthly video about WikiTree Plus on the WikiTree channel on YouTube. And here is the page the help page about WikiTree Plus, so you can learn more about it there too. Here's some screens. This is just going to show you for this one place study that we looked at before. Here are the errors in the database or suggestions of things that need to be fixed. So that's just some of what that tool does for you. It's a little bit different than other websites. And here's another aspect of having WikiTree Plus. Here's that same category. We're looking at the migration of the profiles in this category. Okay, so another subject that there's a lot to talk about, and I won't spend the time now, but it's the DNA tools on WikiTree are wonderful. Here's a video Mags Golden is talking about incorporating DNA on WikiTree. Definitely recommend that one too. So once your information, DNA test information, not the raw data, just the fact that you took a test, where it was taken, and maybe your user ID or kit number. You can see on the right-hand side here, this is a ancestor profile, and it's just showing the different people who've taken a test that are related to that person. So once you've got that information up, it takes, I think, overnight, 24 hours, and it populates out to the profiles that would be connected and within a short enough distance that you could do matching and confirmations for them. So check out Help DNA and that video to learn more about that. Okay, so the Family Tree and Tools tab has quite a number of tools that are available. There was recently some changes made to the site, and so some of these things have been incorporated together into the main site. So it may look a little bit different than what we have here, and there are some more changes coming. So there are always new improvements making the site even better. There are a lot of apps that were created by WikiTree members as well. So they volunteered their time to create apps for free for us to use, and they're really wonderful. Just like Alesh, there's a lot more. So in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a link or a YouTube video that was done by Greg Clark, and he talks about the power of collaborative genealogy and the technology for using it for that. So another video for you to watch. Lots of videos. There's so many aspects of WikiTree to learn about. Another wonderful tool that I was really excited to learn about on WikiTree was the source library. And again, another video that you can learn more about this there. Basically, there are books that are for free on websites like Google Books, Kathy Trust, Family Search, or Internet Archive. And so what different members have done is they've created a space page, is what it's called, for each book. And they'll have links to where that book is on the internet for free. Might be at all 4 places, or it might be somewhere else for free. And so it's linked there to all the different places. If there are errors there, they're listed there. So everybody can see all of the information about that one book. So they can be for locations, a topic or a project, and also for family groups, family surnames. So we also have a section of the library that are for books that are owned by members. So hard copy books that they're willing to do lookups for you. So another wonderful resource. And this is the page down here at the bottom. Can you go check that out? Projects at WikiTree are groups of members that are organized around a topic or a volunteer activity. And so there's a video about this as well. This was done earlier last year. You can learn more about projects and leadership on WikiTree. So projects around geographical, topical, and functional. It's a great way to learn more about WikiTree and to meet other WikiTreeers. They can help you along if you join a project. We have a robust help section to answer your questions about WikiTree. And here's the page to learn more about that there, or to look up any subject there for help. If you want to learn about how to write a biography, there's a page about biographies. Sources, again, there's a page for that. A couple of videos linked here. Connie Knox of Genealogy TV did a video with Mindy Silva on how to use WikiTree. So it's a little more about the same subject. And then during the WikiTree Day and Symposium, Aowen and Julie did a wonderful video talking about, okay, you're new to WikiTree, now what do you do? Where to go after you joined? Okay, so briefly about the Genealogist to Genealogist Forum. It's a wonderful communication platform for us to introduce ourselves, share what we're working on. We can thank each other. We can share photos. And there are different categories here. To learn more about the G2G, this is the link for that down here at the bottom. One of the main sections or portions or uses of it is the genealogy help. You can ask for help with translations or transcriptions. People from all over the world are going to be able to help you if they're able. Requests for lookups on subscription sites. Maybe there's a newspaper obituary that you'd like to see, but you don't have a newspaper.com subscription. If you post out there that you think there might be an obit for this date, for this person in this place, then maybe somebody will help you with that. So definitely check out more about the G2G by following the link below. Another great video by Pip Shepard and a panel of other WikiTreeers on the community at WikiTree. That's one of the wonderful things about WikiTree is the community. Thank you so much for coming to watch. And if you have any suggestions for content, please feel free to leave a comment on this video, or you can reach out to me at my WikiTree profile that's listed below here.